Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Malamar. I was thinking to myself, I bet you the first battle that I have I'm going to encounter a fairy. Yeah, and that's exactly what we encountered here, swapping into our Venusaur and getting a Charizard. So we're off to a magnificent start. Let's go. Alright, this is going to be XL. It still needs about 4 more power-ups, and it would have helped me out in a few situations, but for the most part we're fine. Now this is going to be a Shundo, folks. Yeah, this is a 100% IV Shadow. I had a live reaction I did make. If you look up 100% IV Malamar Poke you should be able to find it. Couldn't believe it. Absolutely incredible. So here we are, still trying to power it up. Haven't really been pineapping when I'm catching them, so I haven't really accumulated all the candy that I need. Got a solar beam going on here, folks. Oh, one shot on that Swampert. That's real nice. I thought I'd just leave this in here so you know what I'm dealing with every single time. All right, so and also that was a very satisfying solar beam, and we had to take a look at that one-shotting the Swampert. You already know. Now that's not going to be the only time we're going to be able to actually get off solar beam. I know we never do that, right? But we're going to actually see that again here. So Malamar, let's have a little fun. Psycho Cut, Foul Play, Superpower, or Hyper Beam, or Signal Beam. Now we're going to go with Superpower for quite some time, and then we're going to swap it over to Signal Beam because I was in a lot of situations where I needed to have Psychic, and Superpower, is a great move and all, but I was just simply not encountering anything that I can use it up against. Okay, look at this. We got a 0-5 testing out the Malamar sacrifice. So low it took me down to a rank 20. Oh my goodness. And then we met with a Nidoqueen. Oh baby, let's go, folks. All right, what do we got going on here? Let's pull this around because boy, oh boy, it's getting pretty bad out here. Now, if you're thinking, what kind of a team is this? I know, isn't it kind of weird? All right, yeah. It's not the fact that it's a funky team that I put together here. It's, what we see in the lead. All right, so let's see what we got. Gonna go for a Frenzy Plant. This is gonna do a lot of... Oh, and they're catching. Okay, sounds good. Very tempted to go into Typhlosion, but we're gonna go ahead and use the star of the show, Malamar, and have a little fun getting to the foul play and taking them out. Still holding on to 2 shields, so they got 1. Let's get it here, and we're still going with Superpower. So that's gonna be super effective for Obstagoon here, so that's perfect. We did not encounter any when we did switch it over here. So building up to 2 superpowers is going to go ahead and throw that first one. This is going to do a lot of damage. And they did raise their defense, so it is not going to KO. Now we're just going to go for a foul play because I do believe they did get the boost here and they want to keep it alive. Swapping into the Typhlosion, and well, we're going to take a lot of damage if we don't shield this up. So we're going to go ahead and just do that. And they hit me with an Obstruct, raising their defense, but they immediately swap and lowering ours, bringing in a Nidoqueen here. This is getting pretty close. Now, since you all are hitting the like button, I really do appreciate that. If you can hit it more, that'd be great. Please, some of you out there who are watching, just smash the like button, and I'll be showing more losses. Now, wow, you don't really need to do much for the fire animation. You just stick your finger right in the middle there, and that's pretty much it. You're good to go. Okay, next battle, we're met with Sir Fetch. This is going to be a decent lead. We just need to look out for that Brave Bird, and that was very quick. We're going to go ahead and let this Night Slash and or Leaf Blade go. It's going to be a Night Slash. Great. Now this Frenzy Plant is going to KO that thing if they just let it go. Okay, down goes Sir Fetch, and there, oh, prepare, bring it in that Charizard. So I immediately swap into my Malamar here, and we're just going to start throwing these foul plays, and it did perform, nice. I mean, there's really nothing I have to say negative about it. It was more of the alignment that I needed to work for me, not so much its performance, but it was a great Pokemon. Do I suggest powering one up? I mean, maybe. You probably will have better odds with it than me, right? Somebody left this comment, and it'd be pretty funny if I did this as well. They said, make a new account, never show the name, and see what kind of results you do get in Go Battle League there. But that's going to require me to build another arsenal of Pokemon. Okay. I really just don't have that time. I'm just not even going to do that. Basically some curse on my thing. It's not, come on. Some people will roll with that. He thinks this thing is cursed. Like, I was obviously joking. Okay. But definitely probably some weird back end things going on. You know how the Twitter files, and I said this before, but if that was the same thing for Niantic and they revealed all the kinds of like whatever was going on in the back end for Go Battle League, for instance, you'll see everything we've been talking about is actually vaxxed. And to the T here, let's go. Bringing in the Malamar, and they're going to be catching as we do throw the foul play. What do we got going on here? What is it going to be? A Nidoqueen. Okay, great. That's what we would have thrown anyways here. So you can take a decent hit with Malamar. Like, again, I said, It still needs about 4 more power-ups, and it's not even the ideal IVs. You don't want to go with 100. Okay, I'm just powering this up because this is what I have lying around. It's a Shundo. We're gonna just invest in it, but you definitely want lower attack so you can maximize its bulk as well as that combat power. All right, bringing in a Trevenant. That's all right. We got our Typhlosion, so we're gonna go ahead and catch. Please tell me we caught a Shadow Ball, and I'm gonna show you. You know, this is why I feel like my account is just bugged out. So watch this. Now, we're not allowed to hit any bubbles at this point. Why am I not allowed to hit any bubbles? And they survive. Wow, it's like, oof, it's like almost as if the game kept it all. How? How is, folks, dude? They used all their energy on their Trevenant. We would have been able to outpace them 2 more Incinerates to a Blast Burn, and we would have been able to take it. But I'm telling you, man, I'm losing my mind. All right, so we're met with a Greninja. It's a good lead. Swapping into their Nidoqueen, and we're bringing in the Malamar. And this is the reason why I swapped over to Signal Beam, is because I kept having these matchups with the damn Nidoqueen with the Malamar. I was like, I never see Nidoqueen. All right, well, why is it here? Okay, probably because we do have the Poison and Fire, and they have the Earth Power. All right, so we're going to let this go. Another Poison Fang is going to be able to KO us here. Now, what do we want to do? Bring in the Venusaur and get off a Frenzy Plant and just absorb a Poison Sting here. We're just going to have to. I mean, we could shield it up, but what's the point? It's really not doing too much. We're okay. So we're going to let it go, and then we're going to swap into our Typhlosion here. And again, this thing does not care about resistances, so we immediately swap it. They got a Crobat, and now we're up against Greninja. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave all these battles in here. We had a good lead. Is this... See if I can pull this one around here. You know, we had Venusaur up against it, so no excuses. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. All right, so I was thinking, well, the only way to play this out is to farm them down, double Blast Burn here. But I don't think we're going to actually be able to get to it because, oh, man, they're going to be able to sneak one more through. But we actually get there. Now, this Venusaur needs to throw a Frenzy Plant. We're going to get them low enough, but they're going to have a Shadow Ball. They're going to have a Shadow Ball, unfortunately, and that was a close one. That was a good game. All right, we had a great lead, and we're still taking a loss there. So we're going to leave that in so you can take a look because whatever. Let's go. Next battle, what are we going to see? A Wall Rain. So this is kind of like a 50-50 split. They're going to be able to beat me to their second Icicle Spear, but they're catching. Throwing in a, what was that? Frenzy Plant to what? Another Venusaur. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and swap and bring in our Typhlosion here. Now, we do need to look out for Sludge Bomb, which is just about going to KO. So what we're going to do is farm them down here and start throwing Blast Burns. Actually, let's see. Maybe we might throw a Solar Beam. Nope, it's not yet. We're not going to do that yet. And they're bringing in a Wall Rain. Oh, yeah, definitely not throwing that. So we're just going to start going to Blast Burn City. Let's get it. Throw in the first one here. Throw in the next one. They're going to have to get to an Earthquake if they want to KO us here. So we still got one shield left. Do we want to shield up the Typhlosion? We're going to let it go. See if we can call an Icicle Spear, and we do. That is great. One more Icicle Spear. Is that going to KO? I don't think it's going to be enough, but we're shielding it up anyways. And we're just going to go ahead and throw this here. I think they just swapped too. Yeah, bringing in a Surfetch, getting one-shotted there. Bringing in the star of the show, and now it does have Signal Beam, but we're going to be going for a foul play. It's just more efficient. Signal Beam is a horrible move, just to let you know. You probably just want to go with damn Hyper Beam. Okay, next battle, met with an Aurorus. This is another kind of 50-50, but they're going to be swapping. Kind of made a slow swap on my end into the Malamar here, but this is going to be a decent matchup. Unfortunately, well, Shadow Claw, we are Dark and Psychic, so you know, we're weak to Charm. Kind of taking a decent amount of damage from Ghost. So let's see. Doing a lot of damage with our foul play as well, but our quick move is doing nothing. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up. As you can tell, or as you can see, taking the damage kind of nicely. I know Giratina doesn't hit the hardest or anything like that, but that Dragon Breath usually digs in quite a bit, but we're kind of just absorbing it here. On top is still needing 4 more power-ups. We're looking pretty good. Taking out the Giratina, holding on to 1 shield left, immediately swapping into our Venusaur, and they've got a Talonflame in the back. This is looking not too good for us here. We're going to have to want them to throw, so we're going to be able to get to a Frenzy Plant, which is going to do a decent amount here, and they're going to probably farm us down. Shield this up, please. Give me that shield. Beautiful. That's all we really needed here. But it's still not in the clear because that Talonflame is going to be able to really put in the work and take us out. And we got a whole Aurorus that we need to handle. So let's see how this is going to work out. Bringing in the Typhlosion. Now, what do you think? They're going to go for a Brave Bird. We're just going to shield this up. We really can't risk it, and that's exactly what it is. Let's farm them down here, folks. And we're going to be, you already know, getting off a Solar Beam to one-shot this Aurorus. Never really see this too often, but man, we're going to be on a roll. I do believe that's going to be the last time we do it for this video. Next one, we're going to be met with a Dragonite. How do I get out of this one? You have nothing to help you in this situation. You're right. We're going to be relying on Brute Force from the Typhlosion and the Frenzy Plant, or at least the Sludge Bomb on the Venusaur, and then spamming here. Looks like they want to stay, so this is a pretty good situation for me. I'm going to go ahead and shield this up just to preserve it here. Let's see. Looks like they're going to stay, and swapping into, what was that, some sort of a fighter, a Beware. Okay, so we do have Signal Beam that we could have gotten off. Gonna go ahead and try that about now. Let's see if we're gonna be able to land this, or if they're gonna shield it up. Probably shielding. Yeah, we're getting a shield out of them. We're gonna let this go, and it is gonna be a payback, in fact. So they're gonna be using quite a bit of energy here. Now we're gonna go ahead and bring in Venusaur, and if they get to a body slam, that's perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, after they get this off, it's a superpower. Even better. So we're farming up a little bit of extra energy before they get to their next one, because that did do quite a bit of damage. Take them out. We're ready to go. Immediately going to swap it. Like, well, that Dragonite, well, take a look at the incinerates. I mean, it's acting like as if that's not resisted. So we're okay. We're going to have to use that last shield, but we're just going to have to deal with it here. Let's see what they're going to do. Let this go. And what do they have in the back? It's going to be a Wall Rain. All right, so this is getting pretty interesting. Stumbling over my words over here. Going for the Blast Burn, and they're shielding it up, getting their last shield. Now that Venusaur does have a decent amount of energy. We need about 3 more Vine Whips to get to a Frenzy Plant, and that will in fact KO them. So they're going to go ahead and take us out with an Earthquake, using up all that energy, going for a Frenzy Plant, and this is going to take them out. Thank you, Venusaur, for taking that win towards the end. Let's go. I know, again, this is going to be a really wacky team. I was seeing what kind of Pokemon I could pull up here. So we're met with the Surfetch, which is a decent lead for us here. Let's get it. Got to look out for Brave Bird. Obviously, that's going to KO, but we can take them out with one Frenzy Plant. They're going to want to keep it alive here, keep it going, building up to plenty of energy. We're going to shield up this first one here, or let it go. Okay, we're calling it. All right. Always the opposite if I say it out loud. So we're shielding up the next one because we want to maybe force another shield out of them or take out their Surfetched, right? So going for that Frenzy Plant, and they're using their last shield. So I immediately swap because the amount of health that Venusaur does have left is still going to be useful. Bringing in the Typhlosion to potentially farm them down, and they're going to be swapping into a Gyarados. Guess I was wrong. We're getting off another Solar Beam. This is the time of the Solar Beam. We're getting more Solar Beams off than Blast Burns. You love to see it. Bringing in a Venusaur, and we're just getting to the Blast Burn as they're going to be getting to their Charge Move here, taking us out with a Frenzy Plant, but it's okay. We're looking pretty good here. Now, at this point, we're going to kind of have to catch. It's still not looking great because that Venusaur is going to be able to spam. So we're going to go ahead and catch. Great catch here. And that saved us, basically. Okay, that basically saved us. But it's not over because they said, oh, you know what, I can catch too. I said, oh, okay, it's going to be enough to take them out, and we're going to get to the Foul Play, which is enough. We don't need to get to the Signal Beam. This is not going to KO. Malamar taking the hit, and we're taking the win with the star of the show. I still couldn't believe it that we got the Shundo. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
It's out of my hand, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hand. You can never take away the power of my
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
It's out of my hand, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hand. You can never take away the power of my soul.
So compromise where you can. But where you can't, don't. Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is something right. Even if the whole world is telling you to move. It is your duty Plant yourself like a tree. Look them in the eye and say no.